I'm Helyn Clack, and I'm here today with Charlie Chirico, who is our Conservative police and crime candidate, and Councillor Deanus, who's an ex-Chief Superintendent in Surrey. And we're here at County Hall because we've been to the Surrey Police Crime Panel and been listening to the debate that's been going on there, which has been fascinating. Everything from recent figures around accidents to rural crime, and much more. Charlie, tell us, what did you think about the meeting?
Well, I thought the councillors cross-examined the Police and Crime Commissioner very well, but I thought something that could have been looked at with a bit more scrutiny was the seriously injured victims in road casualties in Surrey. So whilst the number of deaths had decreased very slightly, which is positive, I still think there's a lot more we could do. When you look at the 2015-2016 figure in comparison to the figure now, the number of seriously injured residents has increased by about 400, and I think that's really not good enough for Surrey. And I think one thing we need to work on is what more can we do to actually decrease the number of seriously injured people who are road casualties.
Yes, and residents are always asking us, aren't they, to do something about the speed on roads and the safety of roads. And
yes,
these figures are really quite alarming.
Absolutely, and I think it goes back to community safety and installing confidence in the police. It's something that, road traffic, we really do need to take forward in terms of the enforcement of it as well. So speeding offences are the ones that are causing those casualties and those deaths, and that's something that we need to think about how we can better enforce and how more visible we can be in relation to those types of offences.
Yes, indeed, yes. Kevin, what about you? Did you pick up anything specific in the meeting that you thought you ought to enlarge upon now?
I think I was disappointed to see the confidence levels have declined in a number of fields, and I think the reasoning behind that was a lack of police officers on the beat, police officers in neighbourhood. What I was very, very disappointed when you look at the actual money spent on frontline policing, that's actually gone down from 71% to 67.5%, and I think that was ignored. If you're not investing in frontline officers who are actually dealing with these incidents, such as the traffic, reducing speed, then you're not going to tackle the problem. So I was disappointed, if I'm honest, that it was ignored and it was sort of brushed over.
So our Prime Minister has announced that he's going to, and he's already started recruiting 20,000 new police officers. What do you think how will we benefit from that in Surrey, do you think?
I think any officers we get will be a benefit, but I think there's a bigger picture that we've got to make sure we train them correctly.
Right.
We give them the right skills, we give them the right leadership, and I think that's right from the top, from the PCC down to a constable level. They are all leaders. Everybody's a leader. So it's about how we train them, how we deploy them. Have we got the right strategies, the way that the organisation's going? It's no good just being given officers if we don't use them in the best way that we can. And I think that's a real issue that Surrey Police has got to grapple with now.
And Charlie, that's particularly as a leadership role, isn't it? So particularly, training and making sure we have the right people in the right places. That's absolutely what the PCC should do.
Absolutely, and engaging those frontline officers and making sure that they don't just come to Surrey and train here and then go off to the Met or go off to Sussex. We want them to be retained in Surrey. It's about the retention rates as well, and the retention rate in Surrey isn't good enough. And I think what needs to be done in the first instance is make sure that these new officers have got proper career development plans and that they see a future for themselves in Surrey as Chief Superintendent, as Borough Commander, and possibly as our Chief Constable, because we want to retain our talent in Surrey, and that's ultimately the most important point, and it's something that came out of the 2017 peer report about the retention of staff in Surrey, and it was one of the recommendations that we continue to improve on that point.
Well, look, I think we've all learnt a bit today. You've obviously got an awful lot to contribute. I hope your campaign goes well. I'm sure when the public hear what you have to say, they're going to get right behind you. We need you to be our PPC. Well done for coming along today and for what you said. We're certainly going to see you installed, I hope, next May. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Helen, Kevin.